Today, we are going to be looking into Harry's coming across to the UK for the Well Child thing, which is on the anniversary of Her Late Majesty Queen Elizabeth II's passing. So we're going to be looking into how the King feels about this and how Harry is feeling about his trip to the United Kingdom. So that is what we're going to be doing today. Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a grand day. Thank you very much for joining me. This was requested in a live stream last night, so I am doing it. So we're going to get on with it and get straight into it. So please like, subscribe, all of that YouTube stuff. There's a hype button. Thank you for explaining, guys, what it does. So yeah, hit the hype button if you haven't already. Apparently you get 3 hypes a week per channel or something. Like, share, all of that YouTube stuff. Okay, let's have a quick look. It might be the longest reading. It might be a quick reading, but we're going to have a look, no less. Let's have a look. How is the King feeling about Harry's imminent arrival in the UK? And don't forget, next week as well as Harry being on the 8th, on the 9th, a Hellmouth is opening in Florida. Markle versus Markle court case is back on. The one where Samantha's disputing stuff Megsy has said and Netflix and blah, 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 defamation, la, 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 la. So we'll see what happens with that. And I will be doing on a reading on that nearer the time as well. So, but let us just look at the current vibes between His Majesty and the second born son of Diana. Let's have a look. Now, King Charles is a Scorpio, but he's the type of Scorpio that's very deep and likes to think about things and ruminate on things, and you know, that not the usual Scorpios, I feel. Still a sting in his tail, but we shall see. Let's have a look. Where you at with Harry? You want to come out? The 8 of Swords is in reverse. Okay, with the 8 of Swords, that means there is a certain level of entrapment that has been seen through, and there's definitely something here with legalities when we're talking about swords. There is negotiation. There is some type of, and I know some of you guys don't want to hear this, there might be some type of breakthrough here, but we'll see. We'll keep going. What's crossing over is the Hierophant. He's conflicted. See, don't go off the first card. This is why you need to pull a few. He's conflicted. The monarchy, the establishment, the order of things, he has to keep it in a certain way. He has to keep going in a certain way with the Hierophant crossing over. So tradition and monarchy is dealing with it. We have the 4 of Cups. On the outside, the King is not receptive to Harry being here. And underneath, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, something about this is some good luck for the King. But we'll keep going because that look, something's happening, something's changing. But what? Let's see what's leaving the situation. The 2 of Swords, patience, weighing things up. And we have the 3 of Pentacles. Okay. We have the 4 of Wands. He's wanting to have a happy. And we have the King of Cups in reverse. Okay. And regret. Okay. The King isn't receptive to him, put it that way. Now with the 3 of Pentacles, you may hear some think about working together and getting along smoothly. The King just wants a happy home life. But here we have the King of Cups, the Mind of Cups in reverse. William doesn't want anything to do with Harry. And I feel like William has got more clout and more say with the royal family than anybody else. Because William is Cancerian. Yes, he's born on a cusp, but he falls under sun sign Cancer. He would come out as King of Cups, and Nine of Cups in this deck is William. So William is very against his brother coming anywhere near it. The king, however, there's two things with the Three of Pentacles. Is either going to throw himself into his work and stay out of it, and or like there's something there. There's something here where there's an avoidance. He's feeling pressured by the monarchy, by the institution there. William is against anything to do with Harry. The thing is with the king, I think he thinks so deeply about it. And because he's going through health concerns at the moment, I feel like he kind of like goes with this yes and no and yes and no. And it kind of cycles, you know, depending on what's going on personally for him. However, there is a lot of people in the institution of the monarchy and around the king who do not want Harry back. Something is going to happen which is going to solidify the king's mind on this. It's not like the Four of Cups that he doesn't want to know, okay? They don't want to know anything about it. The Wheel of Fortune underneath is some good things is going to come from it all for the king that is going to benefit the king. Which is interesting. Let me have a look at Harry. He goes backwards, and that's the thing. I feel like with my readings, when we're looking at His Majesty, he goes from what the one who's consistent is William and Catherine about the vibes of all of this. But the king is in a bit of a position, I feel. Let's have a look. Because you've got those invisible kids bargaining chips weighing on him as well. So, and that will pull on his heartstrings. How does Harry feel about it? Harry's actually feeling like he's outside of the royal family. He feels like he has been rejected. And what's crossing over him is the devil. Hey, I'm Megan. And there's going to be some stuff about being betrayed. And he's really angry. Okay, so he's really angry. He's in a really angry place at the minute. The 10 of Swords, he's going to say that he's been publicly betrayed somehow. The devil crossing over in reverse, there's this really angry energy around him. This really controlling energy. And they have to make nice with the royals to try and improve their image. But Harry's really going in this paranoid trip. He's really going. He's really angry at the royals. He's very angry at the royals. The Queen of Swords is leaving the situation. This is their new PR person. This is all a play. This is their new PR stuff. I think, yeah, there's going to be whatever he says at that Well Child Awards thing is going to be. Yeah, there's Princess Diana. There's Princess Diana again. Queen of Cups twice. The Seven of Cups in reverse, there's going to be a lot of gaslighting. There's going to be a lot of puff pieces coming up around this whole event. The Queen of Cups in reverse twice. Now, this could be him having a go at Camilla as well, but this could be him appropriating his mother's legacy. It's usually his mother's legacy. Let's be real. That's what the pattern is. But Queen Camilla is also a water sign, so she would come out as Queen of Cups. So he might say something meh about Queen Camilla, which will push the king over the edge. Again, like, I think he calms. Like, I think the thing with the king, he's done, and then he kind of goes, but wait a minute, am I? But with Harry, he's just, his thing is getting Megsy's respect and making everyone else see Megsy in the light that he wants her to be seen in. That is the big thing with him. The Magician in reverse is some very interesting energy. Let's see how William is with all of this. I'll just do a quick check on William. This isn't going to be a long reading because I'm sure we're going to be reading on this again. And emotions will be high, and these cards do show emotions. The king is dithering. Harry is angry and on some kind of retribution. This is a big no sign for a meeting, though, for the Ace of Swords, and that's from Harry. He doesn't want to meet his father. He wants the pretext that he wants to meet his father. That's interesting. Let's have a look at William really quick. He's been back on duty today. Good to see. Good to see Catherine and William. They were at, I think it was the History Museum. There were some really cute photos with Catherine and an umbrella. Let's have a look at William really quick. William, the Ace of Swords, he doesn't want, he's like, no, he wants nothing to do with this. Nothing to do with Harry or Meghan. What's crossing over is the Lovers. He wants healing, but he's more interested in Catherine. Let me just put it that way. He is more interested in Catherine. We have the Seven of Swords in reverse above, and we have the World under. Like, there's a line. There's such a line drawn for William with all of this. The stuff with Catherine is just, it's just not happening. But the king kind of like, I feel like with the king's energy, he shifts. Like, he goes from being done to being, but do we really need all of this? Is not everything just art? You know, he's very that way. But William's more kind of like, has a more, the king lives in grey areas. William lives more in definites, you know. There is grey areas, but there are definites there. And this is a definite line there with the World underneath. This is a definite line. The Seven of Swords there above. William knows a lot about Harry and things Harry has done. Leaving the situation, we have the Seven of Wands on its side. So he's sick of the attacks, guys. He's absolutely done. The Nine of Discs is there. And that's my Catherine card. He's going to do everything to protect Catherine. The Seven of Discs, he thinks Harry is just here for money. He thinks he's out of it for money. He's expecting just a load of fabricated drama. This man knows. And we have got the Three of Discs. They're just going to see the royals just trying to keep calm and keep and carry on with whatever they're doing next week. For the most part. But here we have the Four of Cups. He really isn't receptive to anything that Harry is saying, but he might have to look like he's a little bit okay with it. Harry is going to invoke a lot of Diana coming up, even more so than normal. I know that sounds shocking, but yeah. So the gist of it is the king is in kind of two minds. He kind of hopes everything resolves, but he doesn't see how it's happening. So he is in two minds about it. Because of course, you've got the invisible children. They are weaponized. Access to them is kind of like a negotiating point. Harry doesn't even want to see his father. It's just a load of nonsense and puff pieces and PR. But there we go, guys. That is what I see in the cards so far. I don't think a meeting's going to happen, or it's not going to be very public, and it's not going to be very productive. So thank you so much, guys, for being here. I hope you've enjoyed this like mini quick reading, and I will see you all tomorrow for some more reads. Bye, everyone.